Hello guys, Robobat1 here, and today I am going to be doing a top 5 of what I think is going to be the 5 best decks of this meta. So I'm talking about the top 5 decks of this meta, which so the November format, and I'm going to be talking about to you guys what I think will be the best decks out of this format. So I'm going to start off with number 5, and number 5 for me is Yang Zing's. Now, the reason I think number 5 is Yang Zing's is because Yang Zing's didn't get hit, and they're actually a very good deck because they have the ability to compulse a Pendulum Scale back into the deck, compulse 3 cards back into the deck, Backseer is just broken, plus they have Jiaotu, which allows them to summon cards from deck, Creation, which allows them to summon cards from deck, their own monster effects that allows them to summon from deck, and they just have all this ability to special summon from deck. Also the fact that they can use cards like Skill Drain, they can use cards like Lose One Turn, they can use all these cards, and they're so good. They also have the ability to Synchro Summon, which isn't that great right now, but it's still very good because their Synchro Monsters are broken. They can run Synchro Monsters like Bills, they can run Synchro Monsters like Stardust, Black Rose. Even Old Entity has Story, which was a new Synchro monster that came out recently. It's basically a Snatch Steal and a Fiendish Enchain in one. And it's just such a good deck right now. It's also the fact that I can actually compete with Cosmo. Because the Cosmo matchup for most decks is like, oh my god, you're gonna lose no matter what. And with Dark Destroy and all that. But thanks to Yang Zing's ability to siphon through their deck and special summon, they will always have a wall to protect themselves. So that's why I think number 5 is Yang Zing's. So, yeah, that's why number 5 is Yang Zing's. So now let's go on to number 4. Now, number 4 is a deck that I know. I know this deck should have died. It should have died a long time ago. And it shouldn't even be here anymore. Because Konami decided to keep it here. It's the deck that won Worlds. Yes, you know it. It's the Tella Nights. Now, the reason I think Tella Nights are number 4, are the 4th best deck of this format, is because they have all their stuff. Sure, they have one Rota now, which kind of hurts the deck, but they still have the whole extra deck. They lose Exciton, sure, but that's not a big deal. They can still send stuff to grave. They can still compulse the whole board with Trigger. They can still alpha you. They have all these different cards in the deck that allows them to help. Plus, with the 2 Rotas gone, it doesn't matter because they can still use Skybridge, which allows them to just, oh, I open Vega and what other monsters. I have Skybridge in hand. Normal Summon Vega, Skybridge. Swap out for a Deneb. Deneb Search, Altair. They still have their plays like no other. And also they can use Light XCs like Omega, Paladynamo. They have so good cards still, but it doesn't matter because they're just so good. Alpha is broken, Deneb is broken, Altair is broken. Plus they can use Nordin, which is very good. It's just like, the deck has no bad points so far. Sure, they've got one Rota, but they don't care. They can still search their deck. So, and also they can use Honest, like no days, like no guys tomorrow. And also, thanks to most decks like Shadow and BA dying, Tella Nights don't really have that much competition. So, I think Tella Nights are the 4th best deck of this format, and that's why. So, now let's go on to number 3. Now, number 3 is a deck that I wouldn't think any of you guys would think would be good. It's my own opinion because I could actually see them being good because the cards in the deck actually work. And this is Ignites. Now, I know what you're thinking. Ignites are a terrible deck, but actually, when you think about it, they're not. Because most of the decks in this format most of the decks in this format search anyway, so most decks aren't going to be using stuff like Mistake, like Zing's do, I forgot to mention that. But they're still going to be very good, purely because of that. They can search out the whole deck, they can use the Luster Pendulum Synchro, Ignista, they have all these different cards, they can use Gemlight Pearl, and also, the biggest card in the deck that makes the deck amazing, Tyrant's Throw. No deck can get around Tyrant's Throw right now. sure, you have the MST, you got the out, but no deck can actually deal with it. But, see, they can't summon anything. All decks of this format are effect monsters. So they're going to have to set their monster, wait a turn, and then have to do something. And they can't even Pendulum Summon, or XC Summon, or freaking Pendulum Summon, because Tyrant Throw says you can't Special Summon cards. You can't Special Summon effect monsters, or Normal Summon them. Tyrant Throws is the biggest threat in Ignites as possible. Plus, they've got all this support, they've got high beat sticks, they can Pendulum Summon big monsters, plus they can use rank 6s and 5s. Even if they don't have Tyrant Throws, they can still do broken. They can run stuff like Utopia. Yeah, not the normal Utopia, Utopia Beyond. Do you guys know what that card does? It makes all your opponent's monsters attack 0. It doesn't even target. It's a very good card. They can also use Ptolemaeus. They can use tons of different stuff. My mind is blurring on the extra right now, but they can use so much stuff. The Ignis to Synchro. They can use the Magispectors, XCs. They've got such good stuff, and they can still play amazingly. They can use rank 4 spams. They can just do everything they want. And also with Pot of Riches in the deck, you can just shuffle them back into your deck when you XCs. So the deck is a very good deck, and that's why I think it's going to be number 3 of the best decks of this format. Now, on to number 2. Now, number 2 is a deck that you guys would probably hate me for, because this is my own opinion. I honestly think this deck won't be the best deck of this format, because you guys, everybody else thinks it will, but I honestly don't see it being the best deck. Because I think number 1 will be the best deck, obviously. So, what number 2 is a deck that all of us know, everybody's hyped over. The biggest card in the latest set is the most expensive. Yes, you guys should know it. It's Cosmo. Now, the reason I think Cosmo are going to be the second best deck is because they're really just OTK based. Sure, they have Dark Destroyer, they have Farm Girl, they have Forerunner, they have Slip Rider, they have the shitty Dogfighter, they have Strawman, they have all those monsters, they have Cosmo Town even, many things. But the thing is, this deck just OTKs. If you can stop the OTK, it's pretty easy. Plus, with stuff like Imperial and Wall in our meta, we're fine. It's easy to get around the deck, and we can just play fine. So, I don't see how Cosmo is going to be the best deck, but it's definitely going to be a top deck. It's not going to be the worst deck, it's going to be a top deck nonetheless. So, they got Dark Destroyer, they pop monsters, they pop spells and traps, they gain life points, they lose life points, they can use E-Telly to summon from their deck. They've just got so many plays, but I don't see them as number 1. Now, you guys should know what number 1 is, so let's move on to number 1. Now, number 1, it's something that you guys are probably going to agree with me here, or disagree with me because of the Cosmo, and it's Magispectors. Now, Magispectors have such good consistency, and they can Pendulum Summon, they got Unicorn, they got all this good stuff. They can search their whole deck, they can search a Solemn Warning from the deck, they can use Banishings, they can destroy, shuffle back into deck, they can search their spells, their traps, their monsters, everything. They can Pendulum Summon, they can use rank 3s, rank 4s, they can even use rank 6s if they want, but they really wouldn't even if they did. They can use the Ignis to Pendulum. They can use all these good cards. And you guys are probably thinking why I'm saying that this is going to be the best deck over Cosmos. It's because they can't be targeted or destroyed by effects. Now, when you think about it, Cosmos, they're a good deck, but Magispectors, not being able to be targeted or destroyed by your opponent's card effects, is very good. They can spam the board, have a big defense against Cosmos, and they can just compulse their stuff back. And also with the Ignista, it doesn't target their monster. So they could put the, say, Dark Destroyer or Forerunner back into the deck without targeting it. So even though we can't target them, Magispectors can still get rid of the Dark Destroyer. Also, the fact that the deck can run Wavering Eyes, which also allows you to search Pendulums more and deal 500. Plus, if you're playing against a Pendulum deck, you get to banish a card plus search another Wavering Eyes. The deck has so much good cards. It can run Pot of Riches, extra cards plus recyclability after X-seizing. The deck has so much stuff, and I think this deck is the best contender for the number 1 spot of this meta. I could actually see this deck winning a YCS. So guys, tell me what you think of my list. Tell me if you think I'm right. Tell me if you think I'm wrong. Please give me your opinions. Remember, this is my opinion. It's not. No one else has anything to say about this except for me. So guys, please like, comment, and subscribe this video. Tell me what you think of this video. Tell me if you think I was right. Tell me if you think I was wrong. And I will see you guys next time. Robert Bat1 signing out.